Yeah, I got him. I got him. You see him right here. Doc Rock is in the studio with your man Strick. And man, it's so good to have you here in the studio with me. And click here when you stream viewers and see more. Okay. So I'm looking at all the new stuff that Ecam has in the studio, Doc. Ecam for the
Yo,
win with
they
all this
stepped it
new
up.
stuff. You know? This
Yo, I
is
be pressing buttons. I don't even know what stuff is yet. And I've been on the beta for a minute, but I guess when it officially came out, like we got excited. And then like sometimes I just forget because I've been doing things the way we've been doing it. But I love it. It's so good. So
listen,
good.
so you can't see it, and I'm in the countdown, but in just a minute, you're gonna see right over my shoulder. I was able to take camera B, which is my guest two, what I put you in, and throw it on my TV as a monitor behind me, Doc. Like this is so cool. So if it's ever a full shot of me, which you guys will see in just a second, you'll be seeing me and Doc talk. So if I gotta figure that out, because if I have the guest here, anyways, we'll see it later. We got tons of people talking already in the comments. But you know who I'm really glad to see, make some content for us? My man Lim. Dude, good to see you, sir.
Dude,
Dude. Lim
so good to
Drops
see
is
them.
in the building. Mr. Camera Junkie is here. Listen, Paul the moderator, good to see you, sir. Silver Lining Home Place is here. My man Alec, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. And man, this is a very long name. Good to see you anyway.
Hey, that's Sean. But the best part is my name is made up. I love it. It's the funniest handle. We became friends the minute I seen his handle in one of my streams. I was cracking up laughing because it's funny. My name is made up.
It is
Sean,
very funny.
everybody's name is made up, by the way.
And we have Miss Hudson here hanging out. Happy Thanksgiving. And she just saying that to Doc. Doc, I feel a little funny about it. This is a stream show, man. Give me a shout out, Miss Hudson. And I got my man Tech Troublemaker actually saying what's up to everybody. Good to see you guys hanging out with us early in the countdown. And it just keeps going, man. Everybody's saying hello. Another one saying hello, Doc. Lim Drop Sweetness. He says he love you guys. Thank you for the shout out. I mean, of course we'll shout you out, sir. Of course. And it is counting down. I'm trying to watch both my countdown and these comments coming in because you guys are awesome tonight. Doc, I should just have you on every Sunday night. Maybe everybody will show up.
That's good. That's good.
This is lights, camera, action. Join the stream team and be a part of the streaming network. Our goal is to help you succeed. So I told you guys I'll have him like over my shoulder. He's not in the show, so I got to figure it out because if people think, hey, they're not on, they might be like digging up their nose or something and getting ready doing their makeup or something, But I thought this was cool. This is another feature or function of the latest beta. So if you don't have the latest beta, thank you, Miss Hudson, for shouting me out. I feel better now. If you don't have the latest beta of Ecam, you guys need to try it out and see if you could really get some use out of the new features and functions. So without further ado, let me bring him on. He is here with me. Doc, you probably are one of the people that's been on the show, the stream show, the most. So I think you and Rich Graham may be tied right now for the most
I don't want to be
appearances. I'm sorry, like Rich, he's been here with us from like day one. Like he did every year, he'll do like the first show.
Dude,
And then we'll have you on. So I remember like you may have been the very first guest.
You know what was cool was when we got the link up in Albany, which is just dope, right? Like get to see my man Harlan Merriweather Strickland III and
check him out.
Right. I had just got finished kicking it with Rich, so I
week
was
before.
loving it. Yeah. So it'd be really dope when like we all get a chance to get together, like the OG crew, because it would just be fun. Even when Camera Junkie, Miss Diana, and I got to bump into Lim, right? We go to B&H and Lim was there.
That's
Man,
cool.
It's cool. The cool thing about the Ecam fam is like we get up and we'll catch each other somewhere, right? Like a lot of people have met each other. and, had a chance to spend time with each other. And I think that's one of the greatest things. I've been using many apps and many softwares forever. There's not a lot of folks you can say that about in other programs. So that's something I think Ecamm brings to the table that like you don't really see. I ain't never met actually I lie. I can't say I never met nobody from Stream Deck because I have. But
Okay.
they worked there. They wasn't like the community people that
Right.
it's a whole different sauce.
And I remember I had just got into Albany just to tell the story about People Video. Like we've never met before. Of course, streaming for forever. I remember even before we met, like the first time we streamed together, all I wanted to do was like ask you tons of questions. Like you wanted to play that day. Like Doc wasn't having any questions. He just want to hang out and play. And I'm like, I got tons of questions for you, Doc. Let's just go through these questions. How did you get started? What are you doing? How you do that? Why this microphone? Why these lights? I had all those questions, and we were on for like 5 hours, and it was just all jokes.
Man,
it was all jokes.
I kind of miss those 5-hour streams, but the problem is why we don't get to do those too much anymore is when we do that, the other people do that, and a lot of people can't get it out of their head that when we do that, we're having fun, we're teaching, we're learning, we're playing with stuff, meeting each other in the community. Other people do it, they think it's an opportunity to like sell their wares, and it's like that's not what it's for. Sorry, my brother is on his way back from Korea, and I got to pick him up at some point, so he's just letting me know the flight. So June is in Korea right now. Let me tell June.
What's up? Shouts out to June. So let me say this real quick. Jared says he's here for you, Doc, and he comes back and says it's awesome having guests in the background. Jared, thank you for hanging out with us today. And of course, my man Paul has already put in the beta link. If you don't have the beta, the link is right there inside of the comments. And also, if you want to join the beta Facebook group, the link is there as well. Paul, the moderator, is always on time, doing a great job. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, sir.
Paul is the man. Jared is another one of those cats I got to meet in real life in San Diego. And Jared is he's awesome. Like in reality, you could talk shop with Jared all day. Super smart individual, great cat to hang out, and his wife didn't let us get in too much trouble. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, we got a first timer here hanging out with us, Giving Flowers podcast. So we just shout you out. Maybe people can go search out your podcast, and hopefully you will learn something today. I got Doc on. You're going to learn something whether you want to or not.
Gonna learn today, boy.
You gotta learn today. So it looks like we got the sound cutting in and out. I'm hoping it's not on my end as far as my roadcaster here, what we're saying. Maybe I'll tone this down just a little bit.
To me. So what we can do is we'll wait for a second person to verify that. Just as a stream tip to everybody, it's something I tell Paul, because Paul catches me because I trust Paul. I don't know why I listen to him. I always got to wait for 2 people to verify that before I do something, because I have watched all of us break streams because somebody's having an issue with their computer.
All right, so already, Giving Flowers podcast, already Doc is giving you something. You got to have two testimonies.
Yeah, 2 testimonies
to verify it.
Yesterday, Paul told me, the sound was cutting out. I was just about to start messing with stuff, and I know better than to listen to one person. And then Paul goes, it was my computer. And I was like, oh, man, I was just about to start pressing buttons because it was Paul. But see, even when it's Paul or somebody that you need 2 testimonies at least.
There you go. There you go.
Always in the Army, something, check, I forgot. I've been out the Army too long. Check and verify.
Check and verify. Basic network and streaming. I like the name of your channel. Thank you so very much for checking in with us. Who is that, Doc? You know them?
That's Victor. Yeah, she sung Victor. That's Victor.
Oh, that's what's up. And who's that? Julie is with us too. Back for more Doc.
Thank you, Julie.
Everybody's here for you, Doc. People not just get, like, if you're on all the time, like they're getting a full dose of you. I remember through the pandemic. Do you remember how often you would go live? Because it was close to almost every day.
Almost every day. I was on 6 days a week primarily. And normally Sundays is the one day where I don't do anything. I normally kick it with the fam. But I like the show. So what I did, I went to Baba, mother-in-law. I went to her house. My niece couldn't say Obachan. She could only say Baba. So we just left it at Baba. That's, it's actually common in Japan, in the Middle East, right? So we go to Baba's house. I ate breakfast, and I'm like, okay, I'll be back. She's like, where are you going? I was like, I'm going to go work. She's like, but it's Sunday. I'm like, yeah, don't worry, I'll be back. I'm gonna go hang out with Strick, and then I'll make some coffee, and then I'll be back. So I'm going back to Baba's house for dinner. But yeah, it's cool. Lucky, I live close enough that I can do that. Like I can just, spend time with the family, dip to the studio to do some stuff, and then dip back.
Well, I appreciate it. I really do. I can't say that enough. I know how often you're on and all the stuff you do inside of the community, and then still having your own community is, I know how much work you have to put into all of that. So to give me time on Sunday night on the stream show, definitely big ups to you. Thank you again. That being said, I did a show with Alec, and it did really, really well. And we talked about the same thing. And when you're talking, if you're a content creator, you want to always figure out what resonates with people. And if it resonates with people, guess what you want to do? You double down on that. Correct. And right now, for whatever reason, courses are a big deal for our community and with Ecam. So using Ecam to build your communities, courses, using Ecam to build your courses is just a big deal. It's an easy thing to do. And of course, there's some applications that you need along with Ecam to be able to house the courses, but recording them here is easy, it's simple, and that's just what it is. It's easy and simple, and it helps you to be able to get through the process. But there are more than just one way to do courses, even with other applications. And I know you have one that's coming up right now that I was smart enough, man. I promise you, when it was before, what is it, Patreon? Yeah, I was one of the first ones on Patreons hanging out with
Absolutely.
you. So when Doc is doing something, I want to support it. I heard that you was doing this. I caught the stream. Hey, guys, I'm doing it. I got 20 seats. Guess what? I got one of the seats, and I'm like, hey, I got to be a part of this. But can we talk about this a little bit, so for people that may not be aware of your new course, like how you decided to do it, and what is it about, and how it's going to help the viewers?
Okay, so I decided I wanted to do a course, and I've actually wanted to do this for a long time because I realized so many people are starting podcasts, and just in the Ecam community alone, so many people are jumping into doing interviews. In the process of watching a bunch of these streams, I realized a lot of people have no clue how to do an interview, and it can make or break your audience retention. It can make or break you getting some good content out of that guest. That guest is there. Maybe they're nervous. Maybe they're a little bit uncomfortable. They're not used to talking to people either. You want to get the story that's in them out to your audience, so your audience can get some good takeaways, some value that they can use, things to help blow up. So I've literally seen streams where there's two, I know personally, dope people on the stream, but the interview is not going in a direction that's going to really help the audience or get value for the audience. And I'm like, oh man, it's a tragedy. I wish I could just go in and help. And then so from talking to Diana way, way, way back, she said, yo, you've been in radio for years, like Strick, you've been in radio for years. You guys should do something on this interview thing. And I just was always leery about doing the course because I just wanted to make sure that I was going to give good value, right? I didn't want to be one of those cats on TV like, oh, I know the answer, but I can't tell you, but it's in my course. I didn't want to do that. And having that mentality kind of messed me up. And then finally, AJ, Alec, who was on, and Keely, Dina, they all helped me back and says, it's not in you to do that. So stop being a jerk and just put out the dang course.
Right.
And so Keely gave me a countdown timer. And she got hockey stick, dude, know how to use it. So wow. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and get them off my back and I'm gonna do this. So they did to me what you did to me. It's like a thing.
Well, it's just to help. So while I was watching you every day, learning a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I was a novice at all of this. I wouldn't say so much of a novice, but I was really, really green. I knew a lot about the technology, but not about cameras. I was just really green. So you coming on every day and helping people through the process just made the difference for me. So I learned all this stuff. Now I do feel like, we influenced you a little bit along the way as well, because you were rocking, some with the Rode mic, the pod mic at the time.
Yeah,
Had to be an
this is true.
SS7B boy now, you
I
know? I
was like
love it.
super anti, which is dumb because I know how good they are. We use them in the building at radio. It's either this or
Right?
RE20s, no matter what station you worked at. But I was like, oh no, I'm gonna stay Pi Mike, blah blah blah. And then finally I caved in and got it. I was like, okay, I get
That's
it.
what's I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the sure
This
mic.
was a gift from Katie then before I got hired, just from doing all of the work and stuff that I was doing. And after I got it, I was like, oh my, I can't believe I told all these people not to get one.
Right. So I won't go down that road too much anymore, but I'm glad you got it. And you were sounding great with the pot mic. There's nothing wrong with the pot mic. The SS7B just happens to be a great standard for the work that you're doing.
Correct. Right. Especially if you have a bigger, a full-bodied voice like us, there's probably nothing better for someone with a little bit of bass in your face. Right. But there are a lot of great mics out there. I mean, and now there's ways to make it all sound good. So but I'm really happy that I listened to you and Alicio finally.
Right?
y'all giving us so much heat.
We didn't have to twist your arm so bad. It's just like, when you're in the group, you're just in the group.
And then Keith jumped in right after because he was on some other, weird like Keith thing. So it just became a thing. It's kind of funny.
And now he has more than anybody.
I just real quick as a memory, just to show you like how dope our community is. That night was Christmas Eve, and all of us were hanging out on like you and Kirk and like everybody was just on there like jumping in and jumping out, jumping in and jumping out. It was a different time zones or whatever.
Right.
And that thing was one of the best nights ever. Just literally hanging out with a bunch of people. So we might have to come up with a reason to do like a Jerry Lewis type streamathon, but we just pass it from different host to different host, and we get in like a 48-hour joint, with all of the myriad cool cats we got.
That's what I decided to do for my 5-hour stream when I decided to do one. So instead of having like all the people on at one time and everybody streamed, I had guests on for a couple of hours. So everybody did like 30 minutes. And then we ended with you and Diana and Alicio and Keith. So we ended it that way. But I started off with just interviewing people. So everybody had their 30 minutes. And it gave me
the first one was Thanksgiving night. And then the one that you did was New Year's Eve.
New Year's, exactly.
There you go. That's right. The first one was Thanksgiving night. Okay. See, dang, I mean, I'm getting elderly if I forgot.
I mean, it's been what? It's been more than a year. Did we do it last year?
No, it was almost
the year before.
The year before.
Wow. So Anna's here hanging out with us. Good to see you. Glad you can hang out with us. So streamathon. So that would be awesome. So of course you can sign me up because just like Doc, I love to talk too.
It's gonna be the Strick-a-thon. Right. You're gonna be like the new Jerry's kids. Okay, go ahead. Let me stop playing.
So this is what happened when Alec and I got on. There was so much interaction between the audience. I mean, everybody is here hanging out with us, and I really do appreciate everybody coming through. And then Paul is doing his thing inside of the comments, helping us moderate this thing. But I want to be sure on the front end that we give everybody some real value, and then we'll do some community stuff on the end, because for the replay value and for people that may not know all of our history and how much fun we had together, I don't want them to lose the idea of using Ecam to record your courses, or as a course creator, just starting as a content creator, just starting and do a course. Like there's now a push. Doc, you are leading. Like I always tell people that as a leader, sometimes your growth allows for space. Space for people behind you. So as you grow and do more things, everybody's watching you. Somebody's got to be the pace setter, right? Somebody's got to be the pace setter. So as you're setting a pace and everybody's thinking about courses, I mean, you're going to see it and hear it. Everybody's going to be thinking about, okay, how can I build a course? And what I don't want people to get into is being perfect. If it's your first one, I really want, because I'm doing it for myself, I really want people to just do the activity. Does that make sense?
100%. You know, it finally got me really, of course, talking about community and everything, but then I left and I was on my journey, right? For the like 3 months, 2.5 months, I was on the road. When we got to Albany and we were sitting down in the room that day, and little Jessica get up on stage, and Jessica, she is just all go, right? Love her to
Fireball.
death.
Uh-huh.
Yo, little Stansbury. I call her Big Country because she's so little, but she's super funny. When she told us that day on the stage that she launched a course and rocked 64K in 3 hours
My
on the
God.
course because people are dying to hear what she had to say. And she said, like, it wasn't some crazy production. And I was like, wait a minute, this is true. Because, right now, you'll know as well as I do. Back in the day, when you was going to get church consisted of being outside in the circle with the orator standing in the middle and just telling you what they needed to tell you.
Okay.
It was the Byzantine monks that invented the building with the cute glass and the steep, pokey, roof and wooden pews. Everybody could sit down and come in they Sunday go to meeting joints. Yo, that was almost 1,000 years later.
Got you.
Right. Right. Actually, let's be straight. It was 1,100 something years later. So in the beginning, church was church, like we do at a family barbecue. So
Right.
it didn't. And did the message change from when you was outside standing on the rock versus inside standing in a golden, tabernacle? No.
Cathedral.
No, it did. The message is the same message.
Right.
So the presentation didn't change the message, if you will. And so when Jessica kind of explained that, and we had dinner after, we was talking to her, Emily and and I was just like, I've taken a bunch of courses from people and they're just in their house spitting facts. And I did not once judge them because they had,
The
Yeti
information.
and bad lighting or whatever, because I was listening to the information. I
Yeah.
needed the information and it didn't matter. And once I saw that and won this other course that I took, that's like a $5,000 course. And my man's, I swear he recorded the whole thing on his phone.
Wow.
And I watched 400 people take a $5,000 course. And he does it 4 times a year.
And what kind of value, like content value, did you get out of it?
It was worth about half of that, but
Got you.
I'll take it because what I did learn from that is more valuable than the whole cost, though. What I
Right.
learned from that is that it is okay to be minimal if it's good. And you and I had this funny conversation right before the stream. To me, and I think I've said this on Dina's stream, when I'm feeling some type of way, like just having a bad day or whatever, I don't need to go to no fancy dinner. I don't need to do nothing. I need to get fresh bread, peanut butter, chunky, Skippy, chunky, and jelly. And I can make me 2 peanut butter jelly sandwiches, and my day has just got better.
Got you.
Right?
Making it
Sometimes minimal is what you need, fam.
Right. I think sometimes those things get in the way for us. Like if you say I need 10 things to be able to do, and we're talking about courses, like for every content creator. So here we go. I'm back. For whatever reason, these things happen from time to time, and you got to be able to roll with the punches. So come on back in, Doc, and we'll get going with this. I was on a roll talking, so I didn't realize you had stopped, but now I'm back, and we should be right back where we started. You guys should be able to see me inside of the same YouTube that we were on. So the same YouTube that we were on. So I'm going to check that real quick. Paul, make sure that I'm back on. If you can just hit me up and say, hey, Strick, you back on, I appreciate it. So one of the new features with Ecam, if something like that happens, guess what? You restart and you're right back where you're supposed to be. And I'm on. We're right back on. No problems.
That was gold.
Yeah. You got to be able. I don't know what happened here, but you got to be able to go. I was on my peripheral, of course, on the edge of my monitor here. I started seeing the Ecam stream quality go down, and I'm connected like I'm supposed to be. So I'm not really sure what happened. But guess what? We're back, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what
And this
I remind myself, Strick? I've been with Karen for 20 years. I still don't know what she talking about half the time. So I don't even know. It works. It
it
just works.
works. It works. It works. So we are here. So what I was trying to say, if you have multiple things that you say in your mind you have to do before you can build a course, is those things that are blocking you, those obstacles that are blocking you, the thing that you need to do is just do it.
Yeah. And you know what? I think now, I think personally, when I tell myself things that I need to do before I do something, it's good to just write it down so you can look at the list and then be like, really? You got to hit yourself
Right,
with a
right,
camera.
right, right.
Really? Do I really need to do that? Or can I just do this? And you'll find out 9 times out of 10, you can just do that. You know what I mean?
So let's use this example, Doc. We've been streaming, you've been streaming for a while now. Like, we talked about the pandemic, how often you were going on, all the things that we said that we wanted to do. As you can tell on my screen here, I got a background video playing, the stars coming through. We were having 10 different scenes that you could go through. And now, you know what I like to do? I like to do what I'm doing now. Like
So do
every
I.
now and again, I would go to solo the guest. But for the most part, we're having a conversation. Me and you are talking, and the audience need to see both of us. There's no need for me to go all around. Now, if I was sharing my screen, guess what? That would be a different scene. But for the most part, I like to minimize what I'm doing now so I can concentrate on the conversation. I can hear the guest, think about what the guest is saying, and then have a rebuttal to it. And I'm not all over the place. And I know I have my Stream Deck. You won't see me pushing a button, but my mind is distracted. Does that make sense?
100%. I like to stay in, a couple of scenes, really. I don't go crazy. And I think I remember a long time ago, I told everybody that, and people just looked at me like I was psycho. But I think for me, what set it in is when I was doing that every Thursday thing with Diana. Yeah, it was just a lot of we would get in our conversation, we going, and we realized we ain't changed the scene for like an hour. And I'm like, so what? Because ain't nobody got distracted because me and D was talking business.
Right.
When we talking, if what you're saying is good, no one's distracted. So I don't believe all of the people that say if you're doing this, it's distracting. If you're doing that, it's distracting. If you're have this going on or that. I was like, you know what? If your audience ain't saying, hey, I'm distracted, then everybody else's opinions don't matter.
Right.
Right. Hey, everybody in the audience is saying that they're cool with it. I'm gonna leave it with because they are the ones. Like, sorry, experts, you just be expert over there. I know my people. My
There you
people are
go.
good. Yeah.
There you
My
go.
people are good with my weird words that I make up and the dumb stuff that I say and the squirrel. I'm much better at squirreling now. I
That's
have
good.
control. Um, Thanks to Keely and Paul, they be like keeping the chat on track. They don't allow the people to squirrel me. And I'll see them answer the person who was about to squirrel me with what I was about to get squirreled with. And I'm like, okay, I can't do that. I got to stay on
Let me
point.
get back. Let me get back.
I'll get a message from Paul. What are you doing? Get back in. Okay, yes, sir.
But you need that, and sometimes we need it. But I'm saying all of that, talking about live streaming or how you have your streaming set up, to say that I like to minimize it just to stay on track with my guests. And it's the same thing that could happen with a course. Like if you're teaching a course, it could really be simple. Now, I like the fact, Doc, that your first course, everybody listening to this, instead of going into, spending hours and making a course, you decided to make it a cohort where people could actually sign, and it's live. It is using your best feature, which is being live with people in a class. Now, I'm saying is that the mindset that you went with to start with your first course?
2 reasons why I did it that way. One, I didn't want to get stuck in the weeds recording stuff that doesn't matter to people today. I have all the experience, just like you. We've been in radio forever. We have the experience. But they're going to ask us different from the way we learned it. We
Right.
learned it from radio guys. We learned it from, hey, Coolio's performing at the Blaisdell this week. They're going to stop by the radio station to help sell them tickets. I need you to do like a 15-minute interview between traffic. Okay, boom. I just did it. We didn't have all this time to do research and all this other mess. And in the computer in the station back then, it was just above dial-up. It was that OG cable modem where it was
Right.
like not even a meg down and a meg up. So you didn't have a lot of time to do research. You had to go from local knowledge. You had to actually get a chance to understand the person directly.
Right.
I made it a point for me never to ask them the same questions everybody else was going to ask them. I was going to ask them something different, right? Everybody knew Coolio was a fireman. I need to get into that. They could watch MTV for that.
Right.
I wanted to ask him something altogether different. I wanted to engage him, the person, and, things like that. What that did for me and my experience with that is I made friends with so many of the artists from, say, 88 to 99. I was legit friends with them. I would go to LA, hang out with them, do whatever, because I never treated them like celebrities. I treated them like people, and they weren't used to that. Some people didn't like
Right.
it, but more of them did because they were used to everybody fawning. And like, how many times can you ask a supermodel, like, what's her sign? What's her favorite color? What kind of guys is she into? Yo, low
Right.
key, half of them wasn't into guys, dummy. So you asking questions that ain't your business, number one. You
Right.
shouldn't be bringing it up. And so, like, don't ask that, right? How passe is it to ask a brand new couple, oh, when y'all are having kids? How do you
Right.
know that they're even capable? And when you're not capable, it's painful. Don't bring that mess up. It ain't none of your business. There's not
Right.
any value to the audience.
So
So yeah, I thought I needed to kill some of the pet peeves and sort of help people just do really good and rich, engaging questions.
I like that. I like it because it makes a difference in how the interview goes. Asking the right question is kind of like when I was a kid. I had this one thing I used to do when I was picking up girls. I always tell them, like, my pickup lines, man, wow, you got the biggest forehead. Why would I do that? Because I knew that a lot of girls was insecure about their foreheads. Guess what they would do? Oh, you know what? I'm kidding. You don't have a forehead. I was really just coming over here to talk to you because I thought you were so cute. Guess what? I have a conversation, and it wasn't leave me alone. It was, hey, I broke a wall. And I'm not saying you do this to an interview guest. What I'm saying is, just like Doc, you figure out what could really intrigue them to make them think to have a different experience with you. That's the same thing Doc was saying. Like, this is like, if you come to Birmingham, Alabama, you're gonna meet DJ Strick. I want it to be something that you remember. So when you come back, hey, what about that Strick guy? Like, I want to see him. Not
Right,
interview. They just want to see you again.
right, right. Because people start to gain relation. I have literally watched people who have been guests on a stream of mine or an Ecam stream or whatever, and now like the whole community knows them. And I know it's because of the way I asked them questions. I
Right.
didn't just let it be about the software or whatever. Like, I wanted people to know these folks. And that's something that, I learned when I was stationed in the South. And it's kind of funny because Hawaii is not dissimilar from Alabama. First time we
Okay.
come to your house, you a guest. They got your little plate, got your little drink and everything. Hey, baby, you want seconds? Oh, yeah, this is really good. Good. Get your damn self. Huh? Right? Hawaii
You're
is
at
the
home
same.
now.
You're at home now. The minute we meet you, you're a guest. About 20, 30 minutes later, hey, the uncles will pick on you. And if you can handle it, bruh, you're now part of the family. You have been hanide. Now you got to take care of the kids. You got to watch, you got to flip the grill. You got to help. Very communal. And so I wanted my community to be that way. And I think interviews can be that way because your audience is waiting to connect with the person that is giving you the time to interview them. Your audience is waiting to connect with them as well. So you are basically the arbiter of a good time, of a good connection, good engagement, and things like that. So that gives you an opportunity. Don't waste it on silly questions. You know what I mean?
Right.
Jared's a fantastic interview. I love the way Jared interviews because he's genuinely curious, right? Jared, I mean, I had the chance to be in his podcast a couple times, And I listen to his podcast all the time. Like, he's a good example of just a really great interviewer.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And I want to say this: Paul is helping us out inside of the comments here with the links to the course. All right, so we're talking about Doc's course. He's definitely leading the way as a using some new software, but not new software, using Kajabi to actually start his course. He's done it. He's been pushed in to do it, and I remember hearing about it. And guess what? I jumped on the bandwagon too. Like, I was in the first 20, making sure that if Doc is doing something, I wanted to be a part of it. I want to support him. So Saturdays, Paul has it right here, the Saturdays that he's going to be in this course. Again, I'm going to throw up the link. It is in the comments. Go to the link. The idea is, how can Doc, in a group environment, help you take your interview skills to the next level? And how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4 Saturdays to be able to do it, to take it to the next level.
Okay, so you asked a question. I want to make sure we get the answer, because I don't know if I covered it, because I do that sometimes. I wanted to do a cohort because I wanted to make sure the information was relevant to what the people actually wanted. And I want to give people a chance to practice. I want people to not just hear this stuff. I want to see them do it. And I want to be able to give them that natural live feedback. I think what's going to happen is I will be able to make a recorded version after, but I will probably always do the cohorts a couple times a year. My goal is probably maybe 4 times a year, because there's so many people starting podcasts and things. But I really want people to see and feel, and I want to see their face, see their struggles, see where they're at. And then I just want to be able to give them a chance to hands-on. I can tell you how to lift weights, but it's totally different when you get a trainer, right? All that stuff we did in football practice, we thought we was throwing them rocks. When you go to the gym and that real trainer teaches you to do it in form, you can't actually bench press 250.
It's a little different. You can't arch your back. The back has to be flat. I get it.
Right? The minute your back go flat, you taking pounds off of that joint.
Exactly.
We was in the gym, showing out, the cheerleaders was on the other side. We thought we was cool. Man, that joint to mess around and throw your sacrophilia across the room.
That's funny. Hey, listen, so we asked people to put a Q in front of their question, and we do have some. So I know we have a lot to talk about with Doc in this course and helping you understand how you can use Ecam to build your courses. But I want to go up to a question that we did have, just so you guys don't think that we're not looking at these questions. Paul, I really am looking at your question here. And they say, did I miss the date for the interviewer course, or did the schedule that yet signed up, and I'm looking forward to it? So can you give him more context around information that he needs?
We're going to go on Saturdays. Basically, it's 6 a.m. my time. So Paul's from Hawaii, so he can do that in his head. The rest of y'all have to look it up. I did have the chart, and then daylight savings time came and messed up my whole head. But it's going to be 6 a.m. my time, and we're going to run an hour and a half these 4 Saturdays in a row. So what is it? 7, 14, 21, 28. If we need an additional Saturday, then that first Saturday of February, we'll run one more just to make sure everybody gets what they need. We're going to have training and stuff the first couple of sessions, and the next ones will be us practicing and getting in our work and doing these interviews. I'll even come on your shows if you want, and I'll have you interview me so you can practice with someone who's on your side.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I just know that once people get to do it and they get the feel of it, it will change the way you do interviews. When I got it, when I learned it, it completely changed my life. So yes, thank you. Paul did the translation as 8 a.m. PT, 11 a.m. ET. Thank you, man. We got one more year of these daylight saving time, people. It's almost over. Please hold on.
I hope so. Listen.
Stand that mess, bro.
It's starting to get like here 5 p.m. It get dark. Yeah, dark at about 5 o'clock now. Yeah. Like I'm sleepy at 6 o'clock because it's already dark, but I get it. So we're going to
adapt a whole new language as to what the numbers mean in relation to the color of the sky. And that used to mess me up when I lived in Japan. The sun comes up at 4 a.m. in Japan. So it's bright when you get up, right?
Wow.
I walked out the club, sliz. It's like, oh, it's bright. The show. And it's like, what the heck time is it? And it's only 4 a.m., but it just get bright there. House of the Rising Sun. So your brain and your body got to do some adjustments. I can't wait till we get to that. That's all I'm saying.
And you're going soon. So you're going and then coming back to do this course. So when you come back,
Yep.
like, you're going to have a lot of content. You have a lot of thoughts. You're going to have a whole bunch of stuff
Man,
to
I
say.
thought about just staying in Japan and doing the course from there because, hey, we got the internet, we got Ecam, it can be done. But I'll be teaching at 3 a.m. Japan time. So I was like, no, I'm gonna come home.
Yeah, you might want to do that. You might want to come on back. So I want to shout out JP High Tech hanging out with us. So shouts out the two of us, and then my man Rich Graham. He wants to know if he can take his shoes off in your house.
100%, man, 100%.
And Elizabeth here signed up, super excited. I feel like I'm doing this solo sometimes. So she is looking forward to the additional help. Well, that's what Doc is for. I guess I felt like that too, trying to figure out on YouTube, Doc, when I started with this content creation. I wanted to know how to do it. And then when I landed on your channel, and then you just started to come on more and more and more as far as live stream, and that's where the community was built. But all of us are advancing now. Like, we need to do more. Okay. As a content creator, you need to think, yes, I have my channel, but how else can I garner attention? Like, what else can I do? Or if I have this knowledge, I'm good at this, or I'm good at that, I'm knowledgeable about this, maybe I can find a way not just to give all of my information to YouTube. So I think it was Tim Smoyer that said, hey, he gives the information for free, but how you do it, the strategy behind it is what you pay for.
Yep. Give away the information, sell the implementation. That's the way I learned it. I learned that from Owen. And then, of course, Tim says the same thing. Another key aspect of it, which I really think I kind of knew, you helped me see it before, right? But then even it's funny how people like you and I are really good at giving folks advice. And sometimes we don't take our own advice, right? We got to eat our own dog. I ran into something and it was very, very poignant to me. And I would just keep this in my head forever. Sometimes it's not just as out there on YouTube, because what Liz said is true. You do feel like you're alone by yourself sometimes. It has made me change the way I teach on YouTube, because I've been learning from stuff on YouTube and then feeling like, yo, I'm stuck. I wish I had a group of folks I could ask these questions, and the creator doesn't have a community. So they got great tutorials running straight down the list. Okay, I can check all these boxes, but I got questions. It's like you said, right? So I want to go to the community and ask other people, so you don't just got to bother that one person or wait for them to answer in the comments, and it doesn't exist. So I was like, oh yeah, so lucky for us, we got community, so we can do that. The other thing that I learned is that Jordan P. Anderson hit me up, and they ripped apart my stream. They looked at my channel, looked at my stream. They go, this is such good information. So I have no way to pay him for the value that he's giving me. I don't want to buy coffees. I want to do something, whatever. People, if you let them, see, we've been trained by people who are professional cheaters. Let me just get this straight. Okay. I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible. The majority of us in this chat have been trained by people who are professional cheaters. Why do I say that?
Explain.
Because a lot of us think that I got to hide this stuff behind this, or they're going to take it away from me. I got to hold on to what's mine, or they're going to take it away from me. I got to guard this with secrets, with, kid gloves and this, because someone's going to take it from me. We have been trained by our education system and by our people around us to have a scarcity mentality. And I'm telling you, let's not do that. Our people, this area, this community, we different. We giving it all, because people will not take forever. Even those who take, eventually was like, you know what? I can't keep doing this. I got to bring sweet potato pie. I got to drop off some ribs. I got to drop off some pork and beans and hamburger. Right? So that person is looking to pay you because they finally got that nugget that they needed, and they go, now I got to pay for this one. And if you don't have a way for them to pay you, you are hurting their feelings. This I didn't understand. Thank you, Strick. And Jordan reiterated to me, you literally hurt their feelings because they feel like an a-hole now. They wanted to give you back something because you gave them purpose, value, intent, drive, direction, knowledge, whatever it is you gave them that tickled that spot that day. And they pulled the pocket out and they're like, yo. So many times, like Dina said something dope in her thing, and it's like, yo, I want to super chat her. And because YouTube, I can't super chat her.
Got it.
We don't have enough people yet.
Right.
Some of the heaters in our community don't have enough people we can super chat you yet. And Buy Me a Coffee got a little bit of faulty at a minute. So luckily, I got her address. I can send her something, or I can go visit her and take her something. Like I have a way to take care of her, right? But it shouldn't be that way. It should be much easier for people to help you, help them help you. So you need to put something up today, Strick, because you had this conversation before. You need to put something up where people can pay you. So this is where Gumroad comes in. This is where your Kajabi comes in, or a Sam card. Give the people a way to give back to you, because they won't just take forever. They don't. It makes them feel uncomfortable.
I agree. So you're talking to somebody, Doc, that felt that way about what you were doing. So I was taking the information that you were giving so freely and then using it, and everybody's like, Strick, how are you doing that? It's like, well, I just know what I'm doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I was investing time, and you were giving free information. I decided, like, I did feel funny. Like, I got to do something. And what was it? Patreon. It's like you were doing like $3, $6, and $9. Like, what is this? And then we went to Buy Me a Coffee, and now you have like another group that people can actually be a part of and get this information. And now you're making the next phase. Content creators that are listening, the path that Doc is laying out for all of us, using Ecam to be able to connect through courses, whether it's recorded or if you're doing a live membership group, like a cohort group, like it all could be done. The only thing that's stopping some of us to doing it, because I've said this earlier, Doc, like you are using your best skill set, which is to be able to do it live, like teaching a class live. Like if it's hard for people to get into a corner and record 100 videos like Alec, I got to give Alec a shout out. Alec Johnson is the man. Like 100 or something videos. Like who does that? I couldn't even fathom doing that over time. So big shouts out to him.
I give him credit too, fam. Like, yo, that is bananas. It really is. But one thing I can say that I love about AJ's content, a lot of people wouldn't know this because because of the practice, there's a huge difference from his first one into his like 200 and something now. AJ would get a brand new something, right? Let's just say it's this thing that I learned about from Rich, a little small rig adapter, right?
Right.
AJ would go live and talk about this small rig adapter on his channel, and you think it's like a well-scripted, pre-recorded video, because he'll sit down, he'll play with it for a couple hours to think about it, and then he just goes live right there, and he doesn't edit, and then chop that up, that becomes the video, right? Over the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've been doing a very similar thing. Here's some strategy, people. Get your pencil.
Right, listen, he's giving us some knowledge.
Get your pencil. So, doing the Vlogmas back in the day, right? We'll edit up our little videos. We get everything all G, and then we'll put it up. And then we was rocking premieres, just messing around. Well, since that time, YouTube has the ability to redirect your premiere to another video. Say it's a series, right? You did a series of 10 videos on the new Stream Deck, overly not the right angle Stream Deck. And, say you did 10 of them, you could just make it go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through 10. But what I've been doing is, instead of the countdown, I've been making my short video in Ecam. I just nailed the info we talking about today, right? We were talking about idea generation, right? So I made a video about idea generation in Ecam, have my scene set up so I can go scene 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight down, and just using my finger, I'm changing the scenes. And then when that is done, I hit upload to YouTube, right?
Okay.
While YouTube is processing it, I pull up Jasper, I get my title, my description, my tags, all of that joint, got it in there. Boom. It says, okay, ready to go from unlisted. I set it for premiere. And they said, oh, What after the premiere? Where you want to go? I said, I want to go to the live stream that's going to happen on that Tuesday anyway. So the premiere ends, it pops right into the live stream. All right, folks, I know you just watched the video. You got questions. Let's get into it. So now I can get into the live aspect of the lesson right after doing the pre-recorded video.
I like
And so
that.
you get to go somewhere. What everybody is doing, say like LP, she records the pre-recorded video at the beginning of the live stream, in the live stream with the audience watching, take that later and cut it. But when you cut it, you lose the chat. So
Right.
to me, I just found a way to do best of both worlds. And the secret sauce is you just got to get over one to edit everything. Because all of the experts on YouTube are like, oh, you got to edit this, you got to put these spirals in and whatever. Yeah, if you're trying to attract gamers and like other YouTubers and things like that. My mama don't pay attention to none of that mess. She watching Korean dramas.
Right.
Come on. She sit there and watch it. She didn't like, oh, they didn't cut it enough, or they didn't edit it enough, or they didn't put it in this swanky title and all that. Ain't nobody thinking about that really though. The algorithm got people telling lies to each other.
As far as what you should be doing.
Yeah, what you should and should be doing. What you should be doing is asking your audience what they want. And if they tell you that they cool with you not adding the videos because I need more content, I can't believe I'm gonna say this out loud in the street.
Come on, let's hear it.
Delete Final Cut and give the people what they want.
Wow.
If they say they want more of your recipes, more of your cooking, and less of your fancy titles, because they need to know how to cook what you're showing them how to cook. If they need more scriptures and less spinning, stop spinning and just scripture.
Because whose channel is it anyway?
Theirs. It ain't yours. Stop that. On my channel, it's not your channel. It's their channel. The sooner you realize that, my daddy told me that from way back, Bus. When people came to the store, like we maintain video life for the customers, right? Our customers came to our store to buy stuff from us because it was their store. We was just holding their TV till they got their money right.
Right.
You know what I mean? We layaway. We was like the layaway in the warehouse, and when payday came through, they came and picked it up. So that's just how it is, right? And the sooner that you understand that, I mean, Whitney done told us, you know, this world belongs to the kids. We supposed to take care of it for them. But we get selfish and greedy and start doing stuff. This is my country. No, it's not. Technically, it's theirs. The minute you had a kid, it's no longer yours.
So I want to get back to this content so people be able to get it, because Doc, man, we could go all day. Like the information that you give and how you give it, to me, I like it because you can go from left to right, give the information and go over here, but I am taking the time to actually think through all of it. And people have said already how clever the idea is to use the Premiere. I think that is a dope way, because we have to get out of the sense of the countdowns. Like, I like the way I do the countdown because it's useful information, even if it's going back and forth and saying, hey man, how are the kids? I never like the dancing music. Like, you're on, the music is on and somebody is there waiting. Like, either engage the audience or do some information during that time to kind of talk to the people that's already there, because it makes it special for them. But using a Premiere, you cut all of that out. So in the replay, they're not getting, they're getting the talking, but you also have that video of the real stuff as well. Like, you got the content. Like, if you want the community is on the live stream. If you want the content is right here in this video, which should always come first.
And YouTube wouldn't be the same for me without the squad. Like, without the drop squad, YouTube wouldn't be the same. You know what? This frustrates me. I hate hearing creators talk about how they got burnt out, whatever. I will fight people over this. There's no such thing as creative burnout. You're just making an excuse. Let's just be honest. What you got burnt out on is you got distracted from giving to the community. You started making stuff in order to influence the brands. Brands are needy and pulley, and they want you to do this, 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 and this, right? Every person in here has been in a relationship that they kind of got really into it and kind of let their friends go for a little bit because, it was like hot and romantic or whatever. And then that person start getting on your nerves. And then you start trying to call your friends so you can hang out with them. And they're like, nah, man, you ditched us for,
Right.
Kathleen. You can just
Right.
roll back in with the boys. You got to work your way back in. You got to regain the trust. Right. Everybody been in that situation, or
Right.
you've been the friend who had to give that message to the other person who ghosted you over this person that's the one. Then that one been the one 8 different times, fam. We over
Right.
it. We ain't
Right.
got nothing to do with it. So when people started making their content to impress, Sony or Amaranth or Nanlite or, I don't know, NordVPN, whoever your sponsor became, you got distracted from giving your community what they want. You start giving the brand what they want
What they wanted, right?
over the check. That is only good until that brand don't want to pay you no more. And trust you me, the brands will always leave you to go to the next person. That is their job,
Right.
right? That is our job. It's my job. That is legit my job, is to find the next dope influencer.
Wow.
Okay? So if you're doing your joint for your community and you build your community, they are ride or die, right?
Right.
So if Athletic Greens is here today, Athletic Greens could be out of business next Thursday, but my community is still tight. If you got courses, digital programs, products, whatever, uh, conferences they can go to, meetups, the other things that you could build into your ecosystem. When Athletic Green go, well, if you don't make this video, then we're going to fire you. I can look at Athletic Greens and be like, peace out. I
Right.
don't
Because
care.
you got other forms of
I got
income.
my people, right? And so never turn your back on your people because of some brand offered you all of this paper.
I
Because
love it.
that paper can get redone, but you can't get your people back. And so what happens is these creators get burnt out because now they're being told what to do by the brand. They created a job. My daddy told me, start your business, son, but do not create yourself another job, because he did that. I watched him do it.
I like that.
Right?
So start your business, but do not create another job, because the job is where you're getting burnt out from.
Right. And when you're on purpose, when you start with your why and you know what your purpose is and you know what you're doing and you have an exact direction, my purpose has not faltered, and nobody ever is going to take me off of that. If Karen told me tomorrow that, hey, you got to make a decision between this or doing this thing and trying to get all these people to tell their stories, like, she knows 20 years in the bucket, peace. It's not even like that, right? We ain't got no kids, so like, hey, you can leave. I told her when I decided to get serious, and she said, you said that so many times and you haven't done it. And I said, no, this one is for real. She goes, okay, if I catch you slipping, I'll put my foot in your butt. So I have been in the house, bag of chips open, Star Wars on, hand in the bag. Don't you got some videos you need to go make? Oh, now you want me to be a creator? Yes, get out. So when
Let's
they
do
know
it.
you mean it, they will back you. The reason why your spouse or your family or your friends don't back you is because they don't know you mean it, because you haven't put your purpose down and told them, this is what I'm doing. When you're on purpose, nothing can shake you. Nothing. No pain, no headache, no sickness, no flu, no health, no death, no do, no us part. Nothing can stop you when you're on purpose. Impossible.
So what happens is, and because people are questioning this, everybody feel, okay, I got burnt out, because this is not in the content creator world. Like even me, as I help lead a church as an administrator for volunteers, they say, well, I'm burnt out from the church. Like, what do you mean you burn out? Like, I ask you to work one Sunday out of a month. Like, what are you you're not burnt out from the work that you're doing at the church. Other things in life have burnt you out. You don't have things structured right in your life. And it's easy to just say, I don't want to do this one thing with this organization. What happens is, Doc, I really do believe what you're saying, when you're not doing the right thing, when you're not going after, like, understanding what your why and working in your purpose. When you find that one thing, it is no longer a job. It is no longer work. You're doing something that you like to do. And yes, you want to step away and have rest time. All right.
Yeah,
Yes, you want to do that.
everybody
Yes,
gotta
you
have rest time.
can't do it 24/7. Your body is not going to allow you to do it 24/7, but that's not burnout. That's not being wise. That's
Right?
not being
So
wise.
what they do is people like to conflate that and try to use that as a way out. It's like, nah, fam, like everybody got to go to sleep. No one's asking you to work 20-hour days. As a matter of fact, when you're on purpose, you work less. Because what happens is if I get asked to do a job or a particular task and it doesn't align with my purpose and my growth, I can look at it and be like, no,
I don't want to do it.
you know, when I wasn't on purpose, I'd be like, yeah, because I was excited. I was trying to please people. I wasn't trying to please people,
Gotcha.
right? When people say I'm a people pleaser, what you really mean is there's 5 or 6 people in your life that you're afraid to let down. And then so you let them basically occupy all your sauce, right? A real people person would be able to look at this other person and be like, hey, Glenessa, you know I love you, but I cannot take the time right now to deal with your crazy. I'm not real, Gigi. You can call me anytime. Gigi's my girl. But I just see her name popped up. Glenessa, I'll say it correctly. I see her name popped up, so I had to say what's up. But like you just sometimes, and we all been there. We all got that friend who would call you right now and be to ask you some crazy something and be like, listen, we're friends and I love you and you love me. Now is not the time for me to listen to your drama. I tell you what, I will carve out time for you on Tuesday at 3 p.m. and we could be drama solid. But for right now, I'm sucker free. And they're like, well, I can't do it Tuesday. Peace out. That's it. Why should my time be on yours? Why can't we come to a connective message? If they say I can't do it on Tuesday, how about Wednesday? Now you guys both made a decision and now you can meet on Wednesday and you can block time in your calendar and label it for the BS. Right?
That's funny.
Now it's not in your way. Now it's not some random BS that done came and distracted you and your boy went to tell you how his wife is tripping. And it's like, if your boy tell you his wife is tripping 6 times, it's him. This ain't her. Now you got to be the man and tell your friend, nah, fam, it's you.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Like if it's always her fault, it ain't always her fault. Sometimes it's you. So
That's right.
that now I make friends make appointments to hit me with their BS. You know what they don't do? They don't hit me no more.
Right. Because they understand how important your time is.
Yes.
They know, right? I get it.
I done told them this is essential to me. So now what do? They're like, oh man, I ain't want to bother you. Now I got to remind them that, nah, though, like we're frat brothers. You are allowed to bother me, right?
Gotcha.
That was part of the code. But like other random cats, they're not allowed to bother me. Let me make the decision, but trust me, you will get a true answer from me. This is BS. I can't deal with it. Yes, I do want to help you. Can we schedule some time? And when you set those boundaries, and everybody talks about this, but nobody really does it, when you set those boundaries, it's good. One last thing to wrap this subject up. Dina came into class a little while ago and she was busy because she had dog show and a whole bunch of stuff popping. And she goes, what's going on in my world right now? I want to be at all the things for all of the people. But right now, every second I spend has to be high quality.
Wow.
Yo, I wrote that down on a piece of paper, right? Because now I like to do that now. When people start to hit me with some low quality time, nah, fam, nah. So I know you're good, man. When you spend time with your wife, you're there.
Right.
Right? A lot of cats don't know that. They think being in the same room is actually spending quality time.
Nah, and that's a love language for me. Quality time is a love language for me.
Right? Only if that's agreed upon. If that's agreed upon, that's agreed upon. But if not, you need to find out what quality time means to the people that you're with. And so even for my class members, right, they told me like, we need the quality to be of this caliber. Otherwise, we could just cancel that day and catch up next week.
Wow.
Don't come and just be there like watching the clock tick.
I like that. That's some good stuff, Doc. Man, thank you for sharing some of that, because what we want to do today is bring value. Now, I know we're talking about courses, but as a content creator, there's so much that you have to understand and know to get to this point. Because I had a conversation with Doc and we were talking about, different things that content creators have to do. And I'm like, Doc, that's a lot. And he said, okay, that's a legitimate excuse, but it's not changing. Like, what you have to do is what you have to do. So I want to get to this question. Ms. Hudson, thank you for being patient with us.
Highlighted it. How's that? We on the same page, fam. I just highlighted it.
Yeah. So I really need, like, if you guys are learning and getting something from this today, I need you to go ahead and hit the like button. Let us know. Let Ecam know that you're getting something out of the content we're providing on Sunday night. So the question is, how do you make a comprehensive course experience with Kajabi and Ecam? So that's what this show is all about, Doc.
Right. So
That's what this show is all
so
about.
I love this question, and I'm so happy she asked this because I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the example I'm using is real because I want you to make this okay, Miss Hudson. Let's say you were gonna make a course for gentlemen on how the stuff that we put in our beards is not the same as like regular shampoo or regular conditioner because they will mess you up. Say you was gonna make a course that was gonna be, like somebody pay you like 15-20 bucks and they will get a series of videos on a routine, how to clean it, how to exfoliate it. Like, should you do micro needling? There's other whack stuff that's out there. Like, do you need, like, you have all of the questions that's out there and you lay them down and say these 20 videos. Here's how you do it. You open up Ecamm and you put any overlays or graphics you need to support your efforts. You set those up as scenes. And then you legit on the Stream Deck, if you don't need a Stream Deck, but if you have, Stream Deck will help you. You hit start, and start would be the title video. I mean, the title slide of that particular video. So let's go with just like washing and conditioning, right? So you hit a button, the graphic comes up, washing and conditioning. When that graphic goes away, right? That graphic goes away, it's going to be like 10 seconds, maybe actually 7. And when it comes down, you'd be like, hi, this is Kanisha Hudson, and I'm here, King, to help you get your beard looking dope like my man's Doc Rock. You go, listen, when you're going to pick your things, look for this particular stuff. Like, I don't know if it's selenium lauryl sulfate or whatever kind of weird hard stuff that's going to chew your beard up. It's going to make your face nasty. Don't do that. And then you're going to use beard conditioner. Don't use your wife's Pantene or whatever Tresemme because that's not good for your face. Da 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 da. And on the next video, I'm going to show you when you should heat treat it and when you should not. And then you're going to hit an end slide. You're going to just save that video. Right on the next video, just swap the graphics out and you're going to make them just like that. You're going to upload all these babies to Kajabi. And what's cool is because of the way we could do scenes in Ecamm, you can have the open, you can have the meet, you can have any supporting slides or links or products or how to. You could even have another B-roll video where someone is like combing their joints through or whatever. And then at the end, you're just going to have the close. You're going to have a reminder that what the next video is in the chain. And you can say, if necessary, you can watch these out of order, or it doesn't really matter. Or if they need to be in order, please make sure you're following the order. And then when you press end, it closes with a title. That donut is made. The only thing you're ever changing is the first scene and the last scene. Everything that goes in the middle is really going to be you preaching the gospel of, face care, face for is fixed, right? And then, so you got all of them videos and you put it up and they're sitting there. Now you could even say, if you take this course, I'm going to kick you with like 15% off my special nuts and berries blend for your face, right? You're going to be the next Scotch Porter. You throw your product together, you put it there, and you explain why they go together. And so in your course, make sure you're teaching it using your products as the example. They're connected to the store. Now you get really nuts because Kajabi got this built in too. You'd be like, listen, if you took this course and you enjoy this and you got another friend of yours that y'all in beer competition or whatever, send them this 15% coupon off and tell them that they need to A, grab this course, and then B, grab these products because I don't put weird chemicals in my products. No alcohol, no polyparabens or whatever. I don't know. I'm just making words up. But that is how you do it. The cool part about Kajabi at the end of this too, you can say that once in the blue moon, pick your days, right? We're going to once a quarter, we do a live Q&A. If you're a member because you took a course, you can join us. You can meet us in this live Q&A, and you can go live directly to Kajabi from Ecamm. Facts.
I love it. So
That's
when
course print right there.
I love it. So when I was told about Kajabi, so I'm answering this question that Paul had earlier. So Paul, hopefully you're still here. It is the features, the multiple features. So you can do what Kajabi does with several different apps. So if you want an app that just does courses, you need an app that just does email management. If you need an app that, I don't know, some kind of marketing or funnel app, All right. You can get 3 different apps that do all of that. Kajabi does it all in one place. So in my mind, Doc, as I'm looking through Kajabi, if I have my contacts all in one place, then I'm able to do all of my emails that I need to do because I have them right there in Kajabi. Am I right in saying that?
100% game changer.
I get it. So instead of, and that's just one of the things that I feel like makes Kajabi different. You have your sales funnels that you could do products. Like I was working on one before we started here. I didn't get it completed to actually share out, but basically I want to start collecting emails. So I'm going to do just downloadables that you could have, lead magnets basically that people can get. And that's what I could use. So then when I have a course and I need to announce it, guess what? I've done all these lead magnet generations that I got these emails. I just send it out to the emails. So you don't have to worry about other people having my content. I believe emails is the best form right now, other than word of mouth, to actually garner a lot of marketing.
And here's one other thing too. I looked at all of the above. Okay, so I have what's my man's name? Pat Flynn. I have ConvertKit. ConvertKit was 40 bones a month, right? And then I got my membership software stuff, which is popping through Uscreen, right? Uscreen is like 99 to 150 a month, depending on what you're doing, right?
Right.
Once you get your mails past a certain amount, like they get higher, right? Then you're going to start getting into your funneling software, whether it's like ClickFunnels or Aweber or whatever. Those joints would be like another 150 a month. If you hosting the site, I'm hosting my site on Squarespace. My site has been on Squarespace since Squarespace opened, right? So from about 2007 until now, I've always had a site on Squarespace. My Squarespace site expires December 4th. It'll be the first, December 5th will be the first day since 2007, I have not had a Squarespace site.
Wow.
Okay, that's 350 bones a year I was spending on the Squarespace site is gone because I can stick everything on the thing. And before you sent me the link, it's like, all right, stop messing around. Let's do this. I was in Kajabi moving the blog posts from Squarespace to Kajabi because you can put the blog right on there too. I already transferred the domain so that the Doc Rock Tips domain still work. It's just going to send you over here. And I'm working on a redirect so that it stays saying the same so some people don't freak out. And yeah, like it's all in one spot. I used to be a little bit afraid of that. And I just heard, this is gonna be the dumb part. I'm gonna confess right now. This was the dumb part.
Don't tell the truth.
I will always tell y'all what's up. I laughed at Kajabi from way back 2.5 years ago. Miss Diana's like,
yes,
bro,
you need to make your
Kajabi site. And then Kurt was like, yeah. And then I was like, nah, man, I need to make that. I ain't spending Kajabi. Remember those jokes? I ain't giving Kajabi 200 bones a month. Are you crazy? I ain't giving them 200 bones a month. I can do this by myself. I'm a web designer, right? I'm a coder. I can write my own web pages. I can write my own emails. I can do all these things. And then I started doing it. And I was like, nah, man, it's a lot to keep track of. And so I was saving money, but it was actually costing time. And at this age, time is expensive. Money is cheap. Okay. So then when I launched that program, I sold about $3,000 on the first day. I covered the entire year worth of Kajabi in about 2 hours, 2 hours and 27 minutes if you want to know the actual answer. So all of that capitulating and twirling and spitting and talking spicy, whatever, it was literally handled
in 2 hours.
In 2 hours, right? It take longer than that to watch the damn Raiders lose. Piss me off.
That's funny. So this is my response because I have Kajabi now. All right. So I'm on it. I have 14 days to, in my mind, be able to put a product in this system to be able to sell, to actually pay for it. So I'm on a time scale. So as a content creator that's ready with content, like I know I need to now put something in here. Now I have 14 days to be able to do it before I have to actually pay for it.
Before the bill man came, it was paid for. How about them apples, right?
Right.
And Alec laughing when I told Alec, and Alec was like, You know how he be,
Yeah.
right? Alex was laughing because he told me that was going to happen.
Yeah, he did. He did. We talked about it as well. That's what he did with his. He had his program that was ready to go. He was timed and ready to go with a course, put the course in, started selling it, and automatically, and he has a great idea about how he's even doing his membership and all this stuff with Kajabi. I want you to do this for me, Doc, because I love supporting guests of the stream show. If you have your Kajabi link, where if someone is listening to this and they're like, well, I want to do some Kajabi stuff, between you and Paul, if you could put your link into the chat. So if someone hearing this, Paul asked a question like, why Kajabi? And we're telling all these features from your website. You know, they even host podcasts, courses. Those are just 3. Click your lead magnet funnels. That's 4. Like, these are all things as a content creator you need to do. Oh, a membership. Yeah, membership.
Now you can run coaching out of there too.
6.
Like, they got it's a lot of stuff, and it's crazy. Yeah, this stuff is really. I'm tell you what, I put it off for way longer than I should. I'm gonna tell you, don't do it. Don't do it. If you got something really small, like you don't have a high ticket item, whatever, you can get one of the things that's like $99 a month or whatever. The plan that I'm on is like $150 a month if you pay for a year, but $200 a month if you're paying like regularly. But if you break down, $50 for a mail joint, another $50 for a good web host, not these free things y'all be using, which this is me. I don't really go to many websites these days, but when I go to a website and it's built by, Tricks is for Kids, your credibility is done. You could be the dopest person in the planet, but if your site literally says you're using Freebly or whatever they call it, I'm sorry, I'm over you. Because if you don't invest in you, why should I pay you?
Why?
I'm sorry.
And that's important, guys. So saying that, let me shout out my man, Brent Collins, that stepped into the show to say, what's up? What's up to you, Brent? Appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. I am posting this back up, the link to Kajabi Doc's link. And if you're someone that wants to look into Kajabi, get it started, there is a 14-day free trial that you can have. Set it up. Give yourself an opportunity to actually do something that you want to do and share your wisdom and your knowledge with people and get paid for it. Now, this is kind of an advanced setting, Doc, than, what we've talked about with YouTube. We'll tell you as a content creator, YouTube is the best platform to get monetized. But when you start doing your own courses, your own website, your own email collection database, that is next level for you. And you can do it all with recording inside of Ecam. Like, man, I just can't say enough about even the new stuff that's going on with Ecam, all the things that they're allowing you to do. Just be creative. Like, and I don't think that you have to be creative doing big things. You can be creative and be minimal, but just make sure that it's something that people like and your audience is getting value from.
Hey, wait. Sorry, Katie just texted me something that messed up my head.
Gotcha.
Hold on. Can I do something real quick before I forget? Guys, if you aren't already using Ecam, now is the time. We're running a cyber weekend sale. If you are new customer, sorry, only for new customers, don't ask me about it right now. I'm not going to get into the craziness. If you're a new customer, you never signed up for Ecam before, and you want to do it, now is the time. 40% off for the lifetime of your subscription. Ecam.com, cyber22 at checkout. That's it. That's all you need to know. If you ever thought about this and you've been sleeping on it, just thinking about it, can't really make up your mind, now is the time. Trust me. And I know you're going to know how to use it. You don't got to worry about it because I know the person who trains people on how to use Ecam. So
that guy, he's on every week talking about Ecam.
Right. I will help you. I will help you figure out what you're trying to do. All these people come up here just doing amazing things. Amazing things. So yes, if you haven't already done so, jump on it. Now is the time before that sale goes away tomorrow night.
It goes away tomorrow night?
Yeah, Monday night. Yeah,
it goes away. Okay. Man.
Yeah.
Like,
We got in at the 40% off on Black Friday a couple years back or something.
You know what? I actually started in April,
Yeah,
of
me too. We started at the same time.
2019 or something like that.
Yeah, it was Stephanie's course. She was doing Leaping Alive, and we got the 30% off on Leaping Alive. Me, you, Lemuel, like Alicia, we all came in at the same time.
Wow.
That's right. That's so
That's
funny.
crazy. Doc, man, you've shared so much information tonight. I appreciate you taking the time to do it. Like, you coming on to the show just kind of helps give Sunday night a little flavor, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. We always thought that Sunday night was a good night to kind of come on where people were kind of relaxing. We can build community and also give good content. That's the whole idea. You know, we want to help streamers succeed. That's all we want to do. So now streamers, content creators, and now course creators want to push people that way. So Doc has a couple of things in the comment, guys. So if you're watching this in the replay, I want to reiterate, Doc has his link to Kajabi, that if you're someone that want to get into course creation using that platform, guess what? You do have his link there. And also he has the link to his masterclass, Mastering Interviews. All right. Create better life. I like that. So that's where you can actually
record that. Oh my God. I was just looking and I was trying all kind of different things. And I was like, oh, you know, I had in my bio, fam. If you go to my bio for other shows I've been on, like one of the things in my bio, it says Maya Angelou, right? And it was like, we can all do better when we all do better, right? That's a thing. I've always said that. I love that. I believe in do better, right? And I was like, what if we just create better, right? Because people will stick, right? When the content is good, if you're creating good, create it from the heart, create it with your purpose, your purity. If you create better, then people are going to get there. Well, from being a content creator, a full-time one at that, I have in the last 2.5 years created a better life for myself.
Wow.
So it wasn't that I'm just creating better content. I created a better life. I got friends. I got you and Rich and Paul, you know, and like, you know, Keely, them, like Michelle, like, I mean, I literally created for myself a better life. So I want to show other people that you could create a better life from doing this. And then so I just typed it in and they said it was open. And then I was like, well, you know, I do .live as a sponsor, so I better check if live was available too. So even if you misspell it and put V, it's still fitting to work.
Wow.
So I don't know how I got it, but you know, hey, you know, the stones and whatever, it was written in stone in scripture, meant to be, whatever you want to call it, serendipity, favorite ice cream spot, like whatever the heck it is. It's serendipity, not serpentipity, you ding dong. Anyway, it was that. So Strick, I got a request for you. Gigi need to come on here because she just asked me a question that I can't answer. And I know that if I got the question, then everybody else got it because ain't none of y'all smarter than me. I'm joking.
Okay.
Gigi said, so when you're doing the course, do you have a stream on the legal docs and terms needed when doing the course? And I do not. And she probably do. So we need to get Gigi up in here.
So when doing courses, do you have a stream on legal docs and terms needed when doing a course? Okay, I like that. Gigi, we need to figure this out.
I'm just saying.
We need to figure this out because that's something, you know, from a business standpoint, you have your documentations.
I know what it is, Strick. She's a mom's, right? You know how moms know how to give you that look to make you do stuff you didn't know you was fitting to do?
Mm-hmm.
But she just hit you one of these. And then room clean, hair did, nails clipped, like scrub the toilet. Mom, I cleaned the bathroom. I'm finna do my homework now. She did not utter a sentence. Gigi just did that to us midstream. She like, I'm coming in to stream on how to get legal with your business.
Hey, I want to, if you can inbox me, you know, Instagram would probably be the best place to catch up with me at Strick City. I want to bring you on so we can talk about the legal aspects of doing content creation, period. Like, people need to know it. I did get a chance to meet Gigi and Albany, New York at People of Video. So it's really cool. So let's talk. Let's talk about it. I want to help people succeed. That's what this show is all about. So if we could do it from a legal standpoint, people need to know. And of course, Gigi has the know-how on all of that.
Dude, she just like a queen, walk around, got her little dog with her, just like my precious. Gigi's a straight queen.
She
I love
said,
her to
bet. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If anybody else is on too, like I love people sending people to my Instagram. I'm growing that. That's where you see me do all my reels and all that kind of stuff. And you'll see from time to time me hanging out with my wife as well. Dude. That being said, Doc, anything else you want to tell the people before you get out today?
Man, listen. This is your opportunity, right? Everybody gets this annual thing, which I kind of sort of don't believe in, but I'll tell you just in case you do. You get this annual thing where you get to reset, erase all the stuff that happened, just like wipe it off the table, just like angry swipe, like at the office, right before Jerry Maguire leave, right? You just swipe the desk and then start all over. It's fitting to come. Don't wait till January though. Do some of that building up for the new year now. Like get after it now. Do yourself a favor. We did this yesterday in my class. We sat down and we had a reflection on what did I learn in the past year? What did I grow on? And what I'm going to grow on next year. And my takeaway, I want to gift it to you. I gave myself somewhere in the middle of November permission to learn to do things a little bit more minimal and just get it out there more because I have so much to share, so much to tell you guys. Me getting caught up and needing the best camera and lighting and mics and all that other craziness. I can't keep telling y'all not to do it if I'm not willing to go crusty too. So I'm willing to go crusty to get more out for you guys. So what I'm telling you is give yourself permission to be minimal, give yourself permission to make mistakes, and give yourself permission to start over. And you can start over today. Why wait till January 1st? Simple.
Absolutely love it. I say it all the time. Holiday time for me, Doc, is a chance to reflect and actually plan. I got some new stuff coming out. You guys will hear about it really, really soon. And I'm excited about 2023 because I just believe for all of us it's going to be a great year. But in order for it to be a great year, you got to do something in 2022 to get there. So just kind of piggybacking on what you said, Doc, keep doing, keep creating, keep leading us, Doc. Again, as you grow, you make space for the rest of us. Okay. Like I really want you to hear that. Like the more stuff you can come up with, you make space for us. Like when you say, hey, we're going to do this and people do it and they succeed at it, that's still credited to you as being a great leader. So keep going. And I applaud you for the work that you've done. And this is, I don't know what, we're going on 3 years, 2.5?
Yeah, coming up fast, bro. I think it's going to be like March. It'll be 3 years solid, fam.
So I'm saying that because I want to end this, but I'm saying that because, Doc, when you are a content creator and you're at year 5 and at year 7 and at year 8, things are just different. So as a community, when we start looking at, hey guys, we've been doing this for 5 years, like, okay, everybody's got Kajabis, everybody's doing courses. Like people are not saying, well, I can't go to the meetup, because, this year just hadn't been good for me. No, everybody's coming to the meetup because everybody's got good years because they've decided to do the thing, to do the work in what they're passionate about, because we're teaching not just doing the work, because if you just do the work or I can just do content creation on this and then you burn out, we want you to do it on what you're passionate about, that you could do it all the time. And then we could be all over the world meeting and hanging out with each other and inspiring each other to the next thing. Because there's going to be a next thing.
I'm going to tell you right now, when I step up to the Gold Temple in like 3 weeks, I'm going to say, because when we go to the Gold Temple, right, there's a thing called it's actually called the Emma. My niece is named differently, but it's Emma. And you put down your wishes, your prayers or whatever, and you hang it on the temple in Japan, right? When I go to the temple, I'm telling this temple, listen to me closely, you gigantic gold 900-year-old building. Me and the squad are coming to Japan as a collective, and we're going to come back and we're going to find this exact plaque. So I'm going to make that plaque. I'm going to hang it on the temple. And then I'm telling you, I'm working my face off until I can take like a whole bunch of LGL squad and we go to Japan together.
I love it.
So I'm going there to set the intention and I'm going to record it. Because then I need the rest of y'all to step your game up and get your money right. Because when I open up LGL Tour, we go into Japan. I will hear, oh, I can't go this year. When I say go to Gigi's link, because she's also the travel agent, and be like, send her your passport so that we can get these hit tickets. I will hear no sauce. All I want is gravy.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome, Doc. Hey, guys, as you are watching this is the stream show. We're on every Sunday night. Okay, through the holidays, I may miss one or two in December, but we'll be right back with great guests here to help you succeed as content creators. So don't miss it. You'll see inside of the community, Ecamm Community, where I advertise when we're having a show. And then in January, guess what? January 8th is our first one in the new year. We're going to hit the road running for you. So thank you so very much for everybody that's checked this out, even in the replay. This means a big deal to me, guys, that you're here with us. So thank you so very much. And I will see you next Sunday night. All right, guys. Hey, this is DJ Strick, and I would like to thank you for watching another edition of The Stream Show.